Santa Monica, I'm Lily Ignon, and I'm here to say that after 3 months, we haven't gone away. We've been working hard every day, covering student news in every which way.
Holla holla! And I'm Noah Goldsmith. There's no need to boast, but I'm Samohilights' second host.
We've got a show that'll knock your socks off.
So strap in, y'all, and prepare for takeoff.
There's no time to grab a snack because Samohilights will be right back. Happened in Samos High since we last spoke.
There have been choir concerts, theater performances, pep rallies, senior college decisions, and even vaping scandals.
And speaking of new events, Noah, have you heard about the news about the new Chromebooks?
No, sis. Spill the tea.
Well, sis, recently the Santa Monica Malibu Unified School District voted to give all students Chromebooks.
I actually think I have heard about this. Did the seniors get them too?
No, it's not like I'm mad about it or anything, only the freshmen and juniors. It's fine.
But why laptops? Do we have computers at school? It does sound like a great opportunity, but I think I have heard some complaints around the school.
No way, really? Like what?
See for yourself. Let's take a look.
What do you know about the new computer initiative at SAMO?
From what I understand, the computers are meant to enable kids who don't have computers at home to have access to the internet and internet accessibility.
I know that they have given Chromebooks to the juniors and the freshmen.
I think they help me a lot at home and during school, and they're a really good idea. I think they're really great for people who can't access internet at home.
I actually like the computers. I use them as a medium for photography.
And are they easy to use? Like, are they pretty accessible for other
Yeah,
uses?
they're very easy to use, but they're very restricted, which is the downside.
Like, how so?
Well, you can't access a lot of educational websites like YouTube or Wikipedia.
They're not really giving them to everyone, so it's kind of pointless, but like, I mean...
Who are they? What groups are they excluding?
I mean, the sophomores and the seniors aren't really getting any either, so it's kind of, you know...
Why? Do you know why the sophomores aren't getting them?
I don't. They're just not giving them to everyone. I would give them to everyone or get rid of them, because otherwise there's no point.
Sometimes, like, the internet is pretty shoddy, and not everyone wants to bring them to school every day.
Negatives that it's kind of heavy when it's in my backpack, and then positives I can just pull it out anywhere when I don't have my computer.
I think they're dumb too. Like, I don't know what the point of having it is.
Some teachers were saying that like Chromebooks at home means like you don't have to bring your textbooks back and forth to school, but most kids don't do that anyway. I think that honestly, it's great for those who don't have internet access at home, but for those who do, it seems kind of pointless because we do have pretty functional computers at school already, so it doesn't seem like they're really necessary.
The more negative comments, I think the Chromebooks will stick around.
In addition to innovative technology, there's a lot of interesting opportunities for SAMO students right now, especially in the world of politics.
After our last election, we have seen an increase in student activism not only here, but around the world.
We have SAMO students specifically involved in clubs like Youth in Government, Teen Court, and Mock Trial.
Big shout out to junior Aiden Blaine for winning the highly respected youth governor position for the California Youth and Government Organization.
Speaking of which, it's important to note that we have student elections coming up on March 29th. Make sure you come to school on that day ready to vote.
To encourage and foster more political involvement for women, SAMO hosted an event in which a panel of female political leaders who worked under the Obama administration spoke about their experiences and gave advice to aspiring students.
Here's what you missed at the Yes She Can presentation.
My name is Tristan Comlos. I'm the H-House principal at Santa Monica High School. So one of our math teachers, who is his daughter worked in the Obama White House. She's a graduate of Samo High, and she is promoting her book with a group of other young staffers from Obama's White House. And they decided they wanted to come here and they wanted to reach out to young people and talk about their experience, and how even as a young person you have the power to impact policy and make change at a national level. It was open to all students. We put it out to teachers so that they could invite. It was a 2-period experience, so you had to miss 2 class periods, and some teachers brought both of their classes and got their absences cleared the other way. And kids could do it individually. It was put out through announcements, so students, it could be a self-selected field trip. But really, it was an amazing experience. So what stayed with me was more how students were impacted by it. We had a book giveaway at the end where we did lottery and people won books. And one of the girls was very disappointed that she didn't win a book. But she was talking to a guy that won. She was like, "Oh, I'm so jealous, you got this." And he's like, "Well, do you want it?" And he gave it to her. And so I just felt that the power of the words and what the women were explaining had a big impact on the students.
Also super important because not every person who's walking through the doors of the White House was going to see themselves in Mrs. Obama, somebody who is just far and out of reach. So it's really important to have women like us there on a day-to-day where young women can walk in and they can see a young Latina woman or a young women. One of our co-authors, Jamie, who's the daughter of Chinese immigrants, to be able to see people who look like you allows you to really imagine your success in those places.
What an incredible experience for SAMO students.
Speaking of SAMO students, we have started a new segment where we ask fellow students about their opinions on different topics, ranging from current events to arbitrary preferences.
This is our comedy section of the show, so approach this with a light heart.
But we hope you'll enjoy and become enlightened on the myriad of opinions our students have.
Here's our very own correspondent, David Alas, in his first ever segment, SAMO Questions.
Hello to all of Samohilights' biggest fans. My name is David, and today we're going to be going around the campus and asking Samohite students some questions to unveil the authenticity of the teenage brain. Let's go. What would you be doing if you weren't at school right now, at this very moment? What would you be doing?
Oh no, I'd be at the beach.
At the beach doing what?
Swimming.
Swimming.
I'm pretty good.
Aren't you British though? British people can't swim. Can you, do you want to do some skate tricks for us?
Oh yeah, for sure.
All right, cool. So who's the best skater around here?
I'll say him.
Okay, cool. Eric, I'm ready for this. Let's see it. All right, bet. Okay. Oh, that was amazing. Hey guys, what's up? Would you guys like to answer some questions for school news real quick? Yeah, okay. You wear a really nice fashionable sweater. So where'd you get that? Where do you buy your clothes at?
Oh, low-key, I just come up on them. Like,
you just come up on them? Alright, cool. What kind of music do you listen to?
You go on YouTube? Juice WRLD.
Juice WRLD?
J. Cole. J. Cole, yeah.
I heard J. Cole has the worst fan base like ever. So how do you feel about that? Are there any classes at Samo High that you genuinely enjoy?
No.
So you're a freshman, so that means you got a Chromebook recently, right? If you could change one thing about the American school system, what would it be?
When it starts, for sure.
When would you start school?
Later. Like
what time?
Like 12 o'clock, I guess. Because like really late. Then when would that be?
I would probably put like 10. I think 10 would be a good hour to do it because your brain wakes up.
Well, no,
So you start school at 10, and what time would you get out?
Maybe like 4:30.
I think you should go from like 9:20, like our late start day, to like a 4 o'clock maybe, something like that.
No. See, you go from 12 to 12:01.
I think he might have just did something, guys. Questions about the school food?
No, thank you.
No?
I'm good. I'm good.
Okay. I think they're not really trying to insult the school food on camera is the thing. So I personally love the food at STEM High, but I think those girls were a little too shy, to admit that they like it. I think it's kind of like a social thing. People are always like, oh, I don't eat the school food. It's gross. But if they actually tried it, maybe they would, be down to spend $4 on a great meal.
He's a funny one, that David.
Continuing on the topic of informing viewers, up next we'll hear from Senior Class President Kayla Brown and Senior Class Secretary Rachel Porcher to talk about the upcoming senior events.
Stick around, Santa Monica. We'll be right back. Today we have Senior Class President Kayla Brown and Senior Class Secretary Rachel Porcher to talk to us about upcoming senior events.
Hi guys, thanks for coming on.
Hi. Before we get into the events, could you guys tell us your positions and responsibilities in ASB?
Of course. As senior class president, it's my job to oversee the responsibilities of the entire senior class and also the treasurer, VP, and secretary. So we're in charge of fundraising events, and I'm just in charge of making sure that everything runs smoothly.
And I am the senior class secretary, and one of my main jobs is to fill out paperwork. But other than that, we work as a team, so we try and help each other out with all of our jobs so that we can get things done really efficiently.
Awesome. Can you tell us a little about the senior boat party that you guys are having?
Of course we can. The date currently is tentative because of some issues with transportation, but the projected date is April 27th right now, and it's in Newport Beach. So it'll be from about 5 to 11 p.m. returning to Samo at 11 p.m. And the idea is kind of a dance on a boat, so lots of fun, music, some food, and just kind of a way to set sail to end our senior year.
Fun. Do we have a theme for prom?
Yes, we do have a theme for prom. So we did 3 rounds of voting, and the final theme will be Starry Night.
Yay. Ooh, is there going to be a promposal contest?
Yes, we're planning on giving people free prom tickets. The couple that has the most likes on the post that we'll post to the Instagram.
And as for graduation, is there any certain attire seniors should be wearing with their gowns?
Well, I think anyone can wear what they want, but usually it is semi-formal, but come in your best, so whatever you feel most comfortable in.
Nice. So what exactly is grad night, and is there a theme?
Go ahead.
Okay. So grad night is really just an event that we throw every year to commemorate graduation. It's the same day, and usually at Samo High we host grad night on campus, and it's in the Tennis courts, yes, and this year's theme will be Greek islands. So the idea is we're setting sail as a class together into the new year. So
and it's a safe place on graduation day, which can be a dangerous night. So
yeah,
well, thanks.
And I know there's been some upset with the senior ditch day. Can you guys talk about that, or is there an official date?
There is currently not an official date, but administration did place finals probably on purpose right after prom, which makes it a little bit difficult, but we're working that out.
Cool. Good.
So you guys are both seniors. Is there anything this year that has been exciting, or anything that you're really looking forward to besides graduation?
Let me think. Well, I think just all year long everyone's been getting different awards and accomplishments, and it's really just nice to see all of the people that you love and care about being recognized for all of their hard work all 4 years. And so I think that's made a really big impact on me because I love my friends and I'm happy that they get some recognition. So
it's been amazing. Like you said, we've grown up with these kids. I've known these people since elementary school, and getting to see them accomplishing their dreams, it's pretty great.
Cute. Thank you so much. Thank you for talking to us today. I had a great time.
Sounds like our seniors have a lot of fun things to look forward to.
Check out the Samo High calendar on our website for all the upcoming events Kayla and Rachel talked about.
Up next, we have a heated debate topic, but we'll tell you about that right after break. Stay tuned. Now for the Samohilights student debate.
Every episode, we cover a new topic relating to Samo High students and their experiences.
Today's debate is 7 minutes long and features Samo High students with differing opinions about the topic of affirmative action and legacy programs for college admissions.
Our topic stems from the recent USC college admissions scandal, where wealthy upper-class parents, including Los Angeles celebrities Lori Loughlin and Felicity Huffman have been arrested for paying more than $25 million over the course of 7 years to college admissions counselor William Rick Singer's tutoring companies.
Singer used part of the money to fraudulently inflate students' test scores and bribe college officials, which mostly included athletic directors and coaches.
With all this in mind, we wanted to ask seniors about the reality of hyper-competitive college admissions.
Today, we are joined by James Brine, Cooper Brooks, Karina Devonso, and Sawyer Ketters.
What are your thoughts on some of our current college admission systems, such as legacy and affirmative action? Do you think that there are ways of cheating the system helpful to racial or socioeconomic access, or any legitimate tactics for maintaining college or university financial donors?
Well, I think like the root of the outrage and the problem that kind of helped create the whole scandal, the illegal bribes and all that, was sort of the gray area legal culture of donating money to the college with the expectation that your kid is going to get in. I understand that it serves a purpose. Colleges use it as a major funding stream to build libraries and all that stuff, and it helps keep the alumni network strong, which helps keep the college full of cash. But I think at a certain point, we're realizing the limits of that kind of system and how the culture that you can kind of pull the right strings and game the system has a lot of ethical drawbacks.
Well, as you said, that there's a lot of benefits to it. How would you do it differently?
I think I wouldn't advocate for cutting the ability for people to donate to colleges as like an immediate solution, because I think that would have a lot of bad repercussions, because colleges do need money to operate. I think the best solution would probably be increasing funding for colleges, especially on the end of making it so that making that so that we can offer more free college options for students, because I think having where it's a charged college but you're just subsidizing the students could just give more opportunity for colleges to raise costs. So heavy subsidies, just something that colleges don't need to rely on donations.
So as seniors applying to colleges right now, how do you think this affects you guys? Have you been seeing this?
Personally, I haven't been affected by it too much because of the circumstances in which the program I got into college with. But I've talked about it a lot with my friends and stuff, and it's kind of a hard topic to talk about, because on one hand, I have friends that I see who aren't necessarily getting into the schools that they want to get into, and they feel that maybe it could be due to affirmative action scholarships and them being fully qualified but not being the race or ethnicity that the school is the quota that they're trying to fill. But at the same time, I don't know enough about affirmative action, but we don't know if they're taking spots. Like, let's say, for example, a college admits 2,000 people. I have no idea if that's even an accurate number. But we don't know if they're taking 500 of those spots and saying these are now going to people of color, or if they're adding more spots. So I just don't think it can be argued that those people, that anything was necessarily taken away from them, because we don't know exactly how the admissions process works.
What you're describing is the quota system, which was in place for a decent amount of time. But I think legally they can't have set aside spaces based on ethnic minorities. Yeah, it was ruled unconstitutional. But I think there is a certain de facto kind of state of it or I forget which one it is. But basically that they still do pursue trying to get a certain levels of diversity into the college, because it has shown to make it more appealing to people who are applying, and it also has some studies saying that it actually does improve your academic success if it's a diverse campus.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, it's really important that the campus is diverse. It's a lot of the arguments for affirmative action stem from the idea that if you are of a certain race or ethnicity, and even, I know affirmative action doesn't directly apply to this, but in terms of socioeconomic backgrounds, there are certain advantages and disadvantages that come from being, from a certain background, and that's important to look at. But to me, the most important part of having diversity on campus is the fact that your college campus is supposed to be kind of a mini representation of what society is, and as you grow up and you go from elementary to middle school to high school to college, you're gaining more and more freedoms. And one of the biggest freedoms that you get when you go to college is you're going to live on your own, you're going to do your own laundry, you're going to interact with people in a way that you didn't really do in high school because you're going to be living with them. And a really important part of that is having a community and society that's similar to what it is in the world that we live in. So if it was completely racially homogenous, that's not necessarily great in terms of preparing students for the real world, like it would be if the races and socioeconomic pool of the students is representative of the larger population of the United States.
Yeah, kind of to go off that, as someone who's been rejected a lot, you're like, oh, well, maybe it's because some kid bought his way in and took my spot. But it's also, maybe it's just my application wasn't that good or, something like that. And, yeah, I mean, that's just life, So it makes sense or not make sense. Yeah, that's just life. It's unfair. And I mean, it's not like this was a secret either, that this kind of thing was happening. People buying their way in, people getting in through means that weren't just, here's my GPA, here's my test scores, here are my essays.
It's never been a meritocracy.
Exactly.
And adding on to that, with what all I just said, it's also really hard to tell a kid who's from either an extremely wealthy family or primarily the races that are negatively affected by the affirmative action are white and Asian. It's hard to tell somebody that even though you're more qualified or just as qualified as another student, because of their race, they were given extra points in terms of their overall admissions. That's kind of unfair to tell a kid. I understand that, I agree with I still agree with my previous statement about how when you look at it from a really broad perspective and take a step back, like, okay, this is necessary. We need to make sure that we have a diverse student body. But, on an individual level, it's hard to look at two applications and be like, this student is going to be a better asset to our school because of their race, ethnicity, or socioeconomic background. It's even harder to tell the kid who you're rejecting because of that, you were rejected for this reason.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and what I'm trying to say, and I agree with that completely, but I think obviously there's two sides to it, because if there weren't any affirmative action scholarships or just they didn't try to make the campuses more diverse, they'd have to tell the person who is part of a lower economic status or a person of color the same thing, essentially, oh, we don't want you here either. So I don't think that there's necessarily a way to make everyone happy in this. And I also feel like a lot of times people with college decisions coming out and people getting acceptances and rejections, if they do get rejected, they kind of look for a reason to pin it on. They're like, oh, it's because
Certainly.
Blank. So we never know, in the sense you don't know if it had to do with that, or you don't know if your essay just didn't resonate with an admissions counselor, if your stats weren't what they were looking for that year. It's just, I think there's just so much that goes into it.
It's true. Rats. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have for today's debate. But thank you all so much for coming on.
I hope we can continue to have respectful discussions no matter what side we are on.
Now on to something completely different. We are joined in the studio tonight with young magician Cole Lee, so don't disappear.
Ladies and gentlemen, Cole Lee.
Hi, my name's Cole, and I'm going to show you some magic. We'll start by giving the cards a traditional shuffle and cut. And having been in Magic for 6 years, many people ask if I can cheat at cards, let's say finding a 4 of a kind. For instance, the jacks.
I did Magic for a little bit too, in 2nd grade. I mean, I haven't done it for 6 years, but Jesus.
We'll take the jacks and we'll place them, I guess, under the box. Just gotta remember Jack in a box and keep a watchful eye. And we're gonna need some other cards for this, some random spot cards, to represent, I guess, a bad poker hand. And by chance, do you play poker, Noah?
No, but I've seen it in TV.
Oh, then you're gonna enjoy this. 4 spot cards, I guess, to represent a bad poker hand. And one by one, we're gonna try switching those spot cards with those jacks, without you seeing. Just with a brush of the table, that's when it happens and the first spot card becomes a jack. We'll make that more visual so you can actually see it. If we just close up those spot cards and I adjust my glasses, that's when the second spot card turns into a jack. And watch the last two. They're moving at the same time, so you don't know which one to look at, and that's when they too turn into
Oh my god.
jacks. But that's impossible, because in reality, we've always had the 4 spot cards. And under the box, the jacks have returned. That's a 1, 2, 3, 4 jacks. Thank you. But you see, if I were really magic, why would I be using the jacks when I could use the best cards in the game, like the 4
Oh my god.
aces? Thanks. And for my next effect, we'll just have a card selected. And go ahead and memorize it and show it to the camera. And we'll place it back anywhere. It doesn't matter. It's lost. But we'll take the top card, the 9 of Hearts. But just like a mirage in the desert's dust. What was the name of your card?
Can I tell you?
Yeah, yeah.
10 of Hearts?
The 10 of Hearts. Just add 1 more heart. And there's a 10 of Hearts.
Oh my
and
god.
That's it.
Okay.
Thanks.
That was amazing. You are very talented. Thank you for coming on.
Yeah, thank you, Noah.
And that's our show. What a way to kick off season 15.
We had a lot of fun, and I just want to give another big thanks to all the students that came onto our show tonight and shared their thoughts and talents with us. Can I get a round of applause?
I'm Lily Inyon.
And I'm Noah Goldsmith.
And we'll see you next time, Samohilights.